The People's Chief Ms. Jaya asked party cadres to erect buttermilk pandals across Tamil Nadu to quench the thirst of people in view of the summer season. Third round of fishermen talks between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka scheduled for tomorrow will be cancelled if the 54 Tamil Nadu fishermen are not released as assured by Sri Lanka, says Tamil Nadu government. AIADMK candidates elected in the party's organizational elections assume office. AIADMK conducts mass wedding ceremony as part of the People's Chief Ms. Jayalalitha's birthday celebrations. The news in detail. The General Secretary of the AIADMK and the People's Chief Ms. Jayalalitha has asked the party cadres to erect buttermilk pandals in their respective area to quench the thirst of people during the summer season. In a statement released today by Ms. Jayalalitha, she said the people were well aware that the All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam was always in the forefront in serving the people with a selfless thought. In line with the service extended by the party cadres, Ms. Jayalalitha said she would like to remind them of a duty which needs to be discharged at the hour. She said it was none other than the setting up of drinking water and buttermilk pandals, which is being done annually by the AIADMK. The AIADMK Supremo observed that as summer has begun and the intensity of heat is also being experienced by the people. Hence, to quench the thirst of the people, the AIADMK Supremo Ms. Jayalalitha asked the party cadres to set up pandals for drinking water and buttermilk in their respective areas in a simple manner. Ms. Jayalalitha asked the party members to check these pandals 3 times a day to ensure that the drinking water and buttermilk are served in a healthy manner to the people. The government of Tamil Nadu today said that the third round of talks between the fishermen of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, scheduled to be held on the 24th of March 2015, will be cancelled if the 54 Tamil Nadu fishermen who were detained by the Sri Lankan Navy on the 22nd of March are not released as assured by the Sri Lankan government. As a result of the strenuous efforts being taken by the People's Chief Ms. Jayalalitha, 2 rounds of talks were held between the fishermen of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka on the 27th of January 2014 and on the 12th of May 2014, although no amicable decisions were taken during the meetings. The next round of talks between the fishermen of the 2 countries has been scheduled to be held on the 24th of this month. The list of officials on behalf of the Sri Lankan fishermen and the Union government who would take part in the meeting have been received by the Tamil Nadu government. Meanwhile, the Sri Lankan Navy on the 22nd of this month detained 54 fishermen from Ramanathapuram and Pudukkottai districts who ventured into the sea for fishing, after which they were taken into custody. Following this, the Tamil Nadu government took up the matter with the centre and the Sri Lankan embassy, besides saying that the third round of talks between the fishermen of the 2 countries, scheduled to be held on the 24th of this month in Chennai, would not be held in a smooth manner if the 54 Tamil Nadu fishermen are not released before the scheduled date. Following this, the Sri Lankan government has decided to release the 54 Tamil Nadu fishermen detained by the Sri Lankan Navy. The fishermen would be produced before a Lankan court and be released tomorrow. Meanwhile, a release from the Tamil Nadu government today said that the third round of talks would commence at 11 a.m. tomorrow based on the assurance given by the Sri Lankan government. It added that the talks would be cancelled if the Tamil Nadu fishermen are not released as assured by the Lankan government. Those who would take part in the talks include the fishermen representatives, Minister for Fisheries K.A. Jayapal, Secretary to the Animal Husbandry Department Dr. Vijay Kumar and other government officials. The AIADMK candidates elected in the 5 phases of the AIADMK organizational elections held during the past few months assumed office in the presence of election in charge of the respective areas and the party cadres today. On the orders of the People's Chief Ms. Jayalalitha, the party's organizational elections are being held in phases to fill up the vacancies for the various office bearer positions in the party across the state. As many as 5 phases have been held so far. Meanwhile, the AIADMK candidates who won the elections took charge in the presence of the election in charge of the respective areas. The party functionaries who assumed office today thanked the General Secretary of the AIADMK and the People's Chief Ms. Jayalalitha. As part of the birthday celebrations of the AIADMK Supremo Ms. Jayalalitha, a mass wedding ceremony was held on behalf of Perambalur and Ariyalur district party today. 72 types of gifts were given to each couple. A letter written by the People's Chief Ms. Jaya wishing the bridal couples was read out during the function. Minister R. Vaidilingam solemnized the 68 weddings at the MGR ground on behalf of the AIADMK as part of the birthday celebrations of Ms. Jaya. He also read out the letter of wishes written by the AIADMK Supremo.
திருமணம் என்பது அன்பை அடித்தளமாக கொண்டு கட்டி எழுப்பப்படும் அறச்சாலை. இன்று இல்லம் ஏற்கும் மணமக்கள் அன்பினால் அரவணைத்து பண்பினால் பரவசப்படுத்தி மன உறுதியுடன் சவால்களை எதிர்கொண்டு இணை பிரியாமல் இன்பம் எய்தி பெற்றோர் சுற்றத்தார் நலம் காத்து பல்லாண்டு வாழ்க வாழ்க என மனதார வாழ்த்துகிறேன். வாழ்க மணமக்கள். தங்கள் அன்புள்ள அம்மா.
72 household articles were given as marriage gifts to the couples.
நாங்க ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான குடும்பத்தை சேர்ந்தவங்க. இந்த மாதிரி பிரம்மாண்டமாக ஒரு 1 லட்சம் பேர் சேர்ற அளவுக்குலாம் எங்களால் எதிர்பார்க்கவே இல்லை. இந்த அளவுக்கு நல்லபடியாக பண்ணி வைப்பாங்கன்ட்டு தாய் வீட்டு சிதனமாக கறவை மாடு ஒன்று கொடுத்துருக்குறாங்க. இது எங்களுக்கு வாழ்க்கைக்கு ரொம்ப உதவியாக இருக்கும்ட்டு நினைக்கிறோம். இதே தெய்வம் அம்மா அவர்களுக்கு எங்களோட நன்றியை காலம் முழுக்க உயிர் உள்ளவரை மறக்க மாட்டோம்.
எனக்கு அம்மா எல்லாம் இருந்தாலும் அம்மா இந்த சீர்வரிசை இந்த கல்யாணத்தை எனக்கு சிறப்பாக செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. எங்க அம்மா இருந்தா கூட இப்படிலாம் செஞ்சிருக்க மாட்டாங்க. இந்த அம்மா செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. இவங்களுக்கு நான் நன்றி சொல்றேன்.
A grand feast was organized on which the relatives and friends of the couples relished tasty dishes. The Andhra Pradesh government is considering naming the new capital city being built between Vijayawada and Guntur as Amaravati. The actual Amaravati town is 35 kilometers away from the area where the capital city will come up, for which close to 33,000 acres have been procured through land pooling scheme by the government. Earlier setting up the state capital building plan rolling, the Andhra Pradesh Capital Region Development Authority (CRDA) had started signing agreements with the landowners and farmers in the capital region under the land pooling scheme. Urban Development and Municipal Administration Minister Dr. P. Narayana has been assigned the task of land polling and procurement for the new capital city near Vijayawada. In accordance with the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014, Hyderabad will remain the capital of both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana for 10 years. The area being procured by the government to build the capital city is spread over 29 villages in Tulluru, Mangalagiri and Tadikonda mandals of Guntur district. The Vijayawada-Tulluru road via Vundavalli neatly cuts through non-irrigated, infertile tracts of dry land to the left, 3 kilometers from the Krishna bank, and the fertile wetland with rich alluvial soil to the right within 1 kilometer of the Krishna. Railways have doubled the cost of platform tickets to 10 rupees with effect from 1st April. The rate of platform ticket will be increased from 5 rupees to 10 rupees per ticket, and all concerned have been given instructions regarding this, according to a Railway Ministry release. Railways have given directions to all zonal railways to print the revised tickets on top priority and ensure supply to all stations well in time. However, till such time the tickets are printed, the existing stock of tickets will be used with the rate corrected with a stamp. The software is being modified accordingly so that revised rate is collected at the counters. Additionally, the divisional railway managers have been empowered to increase the rate of a platform ticket beyond 10 rupees to regulate rush at platforms during specific occasions like fairs and rallies. Platforms witness heavy rush during fairs or rallies, causing inconvenience to other passengers. India and China today held the 18th round of talks on the vexed boundary issue, the first such meeting after Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power last year. Special Representative on the Boundary Question and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval held talks with his Chinese counterpart and State Councillor Yang Jiechi. The fresh round of discussion on the issue is taking place nearly 6 months after Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit in New Delhi. The high-profile visit in September was overshadowed by the intrusion of Chinese troops at Chumar in Ladakh region. It was resolved with simultaneous withdrawal by both sides after Xi's visit. The talks on the boundary issue took place ahead of Modi's first visit to China, expected to be before May end. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, who visited China last month to make preparations for the Prime Minister's visit, spoke about the need for an out-of-the-box solution on the border issue in order to not leave it for future generations. China says that the border dispute is confined only to 2,000 kilometers, mostly in Arunachal Pradesh, whereas India asserts that the dispute covered the western side of the border, spanning to about 4,000 kilometers, especially the Aksai-Chin area annexed by China in 1962 war. Veteran actor-producer Shashi Kapoor has been named for the prestigious Dadasaheb Phalke Award. The actor, who turned 77 on the 18th of this month, is known for his performances in films like Jab Jab Phool Khile, Diwar and Kabhi Kabhi. He stepped into the world of acting at the age of 4 when he used to perform in plays directed by his father Prithviraj Kapoor. Shashi Kapoor has got the National Award for the Best Actor for the film New Delhi Times in 1986, National Film Award, Special Jury Award, Special Mention Feature Film for Muhafiz 1993, and the National Film Award for Best Feature Film in Hindi as producer for Junoon in 1979. Along with acting in movies, he has worked as a film director and assistant director. He worked as an assistant director for his debut movie of Sunil Dutt titled Postbox 999. He has appeared in 160 movies altogether, 12 being in English and the rest in Hindi. He was also honoured with the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India in the year 2011. Lee Kuan Yew, the statesman who transformed Singapore from a small port city into a wealthy global hub, has died at the age of 91. The city-state's Prime Minister for 31 years, he was widely respected as the architect of Singapore's prosperity. A state funeral will be held on 29th March after a week of mourning. In an emotional televised address, his son, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, paid tribute to him. Lee oversaw Singapore's independence from Britain and separation from Malaysia. His death was announced early today. He had been in hospital for several weeks with pneumonia and was on life support.
The first of our founding fathers is no more. He inspired us, gave us courage, kept us together, and brought us here. He fought for our independence, built a nation where there was none, and made us proud to be Singaporeans.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said he was deeply saddened by Lee's death. US President Barack Obama described him as a giant of history. The Chinese Foreign Ministry called him a uniquely influential statesman in Asia.